Hi guys, Paul here. So it's 6 a.m. on a very cold Sunday morning here in Rochester, New York, and I'm shooting a video because apparently this is how I do things. Um, and I just wanted to talk about some of the things I learned from the recent videos I did. And no more rants. No more rants. But I do like having conversations with you because I have learned so much from these videos where I just talk to you and listen to what you have to say. And I don't want that to stop. I want to hear your feedback. I want to know what people think. And it helps me to be a better person, a better channel, to solidify or, to help me bring my thoughts into focus. So I'm going to do these still occasionally. I'm going to try to limit the rants though, because I don't want to be the angry channel. There's enough anger, there's enough hate, there's enough ugly, and I don't want to be that. And I'm not going to try to be that. I just want to be able to talk to you and get your opinions, although some of you are angry. Um, so, like I said, I want to talk about what I learned from your comments. Well, the first thing I learned is if you ask somebody for their opinion, you might get a couple people who will respond. But if you give your opinion, then everybody wants to weigh in. And that's fine. That's why I'm doing this. That's exactly the whole point. And so I went and was trying to figure out when I talked about the what had happened with other booktubers and how they treated reviews and such. So I wanted to see what other people thought. Put out a video, and I knew I'd get responses, and I certainly did. And what I learned is that honestly, it's a pretty even split. So that's not really going to determine how things go because I got about 50-50 on people who hated book hauls and people who didn't like reviews who are here for book hauls. I'll kind of break that down a little better for you. That didn't come out exactly the way I wanted it to. So, what I learned is that about half of you hate book hauls. And the people who hate book hauls seem to be much more angry about it than the half who do not like reviews or like, I just don't watch reviews. Now, the people who are here for, and don't like book hauls and they're here for, the more deep book discussions and reviews, which is awesome. Don't get me wrong. I did ask some questions like, do you watch, for example, weekly wrap ups or monthly wrap ups? And they said no. And I said, well, you said you're there for the reviews. You do know that as a rule, there are exceptions, booktubers in weekly and monthly wrap ups do mini reviews of the book because you can't always get to every book you read and do a video for it because reviews are difficult. They take time. And some books you can't actually put a full review out because there isn't something there to grasp onto that you could do a 10, 15, 40-minute review on a single book. So if you're here for reviews, take the time to go look at wrap-ups, monthly, weekly wrap-ups, and you might get some more insight into the books with mini reviews. That's I do that on a regular basis when I do wrap-ups, which I do sporadically and not at a regular pace like I should be. Same with TBRs. When we do TBRs or even book hauls, when I do them, I discuss the books in very limited way, maybe, but I do give some insight onto other books I've read or why I bought this book and connections to other books and things that are personal and more detail about it best I can. Not every book, but best I can. Same with the TBR. This is why I'm reading it. This is what I've read before that I like that's related to this. You never know. So don't just automatically dismiss those because you might get little bit of what you want there and it could be entertaining for you. So for the people who like the TBR videos and the book hauls but don't like the reviews, they're like I said, it was about 50-50, and so it makes it very hard. But those people, that's fine. I feel that if you don't want the reviews, that you're able to skip them, and if you want to watch the book hauls and the TBRs and stuff, you're still going to get a little bit of conversation about these books. So you're still getting something, that talks about the books. But why it's so hard when you're split 50-50 is, well, you got to look at it like all of BookTube or all of YouTube. So you got the whole sphere of what YouTube is, and then you look at BookTube. Look at this. Look how fancy I am. I have charts. Here's the breakdown of the general subjects on YouTube. This little one right here, that's BookTube. We are a niche of a niche of a niche. That tiny little sliver right there. Well, these all have much larger viewing and audience. Now, when you consider that, now you have that tiny, tiny slice. It's about 1% of YouTube as a whole. Now, break that down into the fact that booktubers are also covering certain genres. Fantasy tube and gets the biggest chunk of them, or the YA and romantasy as well. They have huge chunks. And then sci-fi gets a big piece, and there's actually a big comic piece. Now you start niching down into like some of the things we do in this corner, where I'm specifically doing lesser known authors and forgotten authors a lot more, and just only occasionally touch on mainstream books. The audience becomes very, very small. Now, if you have 50% of the people is like, I'm not going to watch book hauls, and you have 50% of the people saying, I don't watch reviews, well, if I choose one of those directions to go, I'm automatically losing 50% of the people I'd like to have a discussion with. And you have to kind of remember that when it comes to this kind of thing, YouTube as a whole and BookTube, you're kind of there for the conversation and the exchange with the person. And if you can get past some of the things that you don't like and just maybe just don't watch them, but still interact with that booktuber, you can probably have a pretty fulfilling experience, because we can't be all things to everyone. We kind of have to make choices. So I do want to do reviews. I'm going to do reviews. That's going to be part of the channel. I'm going to do, kind of random stuff here and there. We'll do TBRs or wrap-ups or whatever occasionally. I'm still, figuring it out and just having fun. And I'm going to also, at least for the next 4 or 5 months, I think about 5 months I have planned, I have probably 2 book hauls a month. It'll probably lessen after that. And if you're one of the people who doesn't like one of the other things, I'm going to have varied content that may appeal to you. If you like spending time with me, if you find me to be a good channel, then I'm hoping that you're not going to leave because I do something that you don't like, and we can still have a discourse about it, and that you're willing to well, I just don't like book hauls, so I won't watch that, and not be too critical, because you have to understand, some people do. Some people really like them. Some people only watch them. And we're not doing it, at least this section of BookTube, we don't do this as a way to say, look, all the great books we have, because we're consumers. We're doing it because we're very excited about the books we get. We collect. This side of BookTube, we trade, we share. My books go to little libraries, and my friends, and trade. I give them to my friends. We trade back and forth, and some of the booktubers, we trade back and forth. Some of them goes onto my shelf for a collection to read at some point in my life. I still have a lot of reading time left, I hope. And part of the, of course, some of it goes on to my shelf to annoy my boys, because I told them their inheritance is books. So if you want your inheritance, you better start learning to read. But I don't believe anybody in this corner of BookTube. I do not believe one single person, no matter how shallow they may seem, in this corner of BookTube that I'm playing in, is doing this to show off the consumerism, or how much they own, or how much they bought. Because most of us spend most of our money on used bookstores and Goodwill. I do a book haul at the end of the month from Amazon and stuff, because I'm buying stuff from there. Most of it is for my collection and lesser known stuff. I'm collecting, old Weird Tales authors, or new pulp authors, unknown authors that I'm trying to show on the channel that I want to experience, as well as stuff I want to read. There's no, there's no other motive behind it. I'm not trying to show consumerism or shill for a certain company or author. It's because I love the books. It is my only vice. I don't smoke. I I have a bourbon every once in a while. I don't do drugs. I'm not a clothes horse. I don't collect other things anymore. It's what I do. That's my spare money. Been working since I was a little kid, and this is what I choose to use my disposable. Use that term loosely because it's not usually. But my money that have available to me to enjoy the things in my life I love, and I want to share them with you. And if that isn't something you like, if that isn't something you want, I'm hoping that you like spending time enough with me and this channel and the people who are on this channel in the comments and etc. that you can just move past that and watch what you do like. Same with the people who prefer reviews. So I wanted to put that out there. And the other thing I learned, well, I said it was 50-50. I did have somebody, and this was a unique one, accuse me of hubris, which I found to be really, really funny and not very insightful because it took me a year of keep filming and getting rid of it before before I even started a channel, because I couldn't stand myself on camera. And then once I did start it, I went months as a faceless channel because I couldn't stand myself on it. Saying that I have any kind of hubris is a bit insane. I mean, my confidence level is basically that of a cockroach at a butterfly contest. I thought that was kind of crazy, but thank you for that. I appreciated that you weighed in. Hubris is the one thing I did not expect to hear. But yeah, but mostly, like I said, it's 50-50. So if you like spending time on this channel, but you don't like a certain aspect that you're going to see, you can skip it, I guess, if you're interested. If you're not interested, and watch something else, because I just want to kind of spend time with you guys. So that's a lot of what I learned from the comments, is that I'm just going to have to be me, because there's no definitive answer on what people want for a channel. Everybody's here for a different reason, and there's just such a small group of people who are engaged in this end of YouTube that I don't want to make anybody, I don't want to dismiss anybody's wants. I'm basically going to do what I want, and if you're happy, if you like being part of YouTube community, even just as a commenter or viewer, I hope that you'd stick with people you like, their personality, what they do, what they have to say, and not be too critical of all the choices we make, because there is no possible way to make everyone happy. And you have to be fine with that. I have to be fine with that. I have to come to terms with the fact that I have to just be me and put out the content that I like, and try to accommodate some things other people like. And I do listen to the comments. If there's something that you're interested in, I try to approach it and do it, because sometimes it gets me excited and it's fun for me too. So always feel free to comment. I mean, that's one of the reasons I'm here, for the community. That's probably the biggest reason I'm here, is to engage with the community. So thank you for everyone, no matter what you said, whether you hated one thing or the other, whether you had insults for me or accused me of having hubris. I appreciate that you took your time to talk to me, and that's awesome. And that proves that this space is worth something, because we're sharing ideas, and 99% of them are positive, and that's great. Also, I wanted to do a real quick response to Michael K. Vaughn's video, BookTube is awesome. First off, I want to thank him, because we do need that reminder, and he's such a positive person. And I wanted to, his video did also kind of solidify the fact that I just need to do what makes me happy, otherwise I won't be happy here. His video was addressing the fact that so many booktubers get burned out and leave YouTube because they don't deal with it, or there's problems, or whatever it is, they leave. and he was talking in a positive way about why booktube is great, and it is great. It is awesome. He is 100% right. And people like him and other people who have helped me, like, I have considered quitting multiple times. Multiple times. Sometimes in the same day, I get all excited and feel like I have imposter syndrome for people wanting to view my channel, and then getting depressed and wanting to quit. It is a bit of a roller coaster, and it makes me feel neurotic. Maybe I'm just neurotic, I don't know. But if you are a booktuber and you want to do this, you gotta stick through those low points. And some of the things that will cause you to want to quit is when you feel like you're not getting anywhere, when you're not moving forward. God, that is so frustrating. And then you see somebody, your subscriber count actually go down. It's like, what did I do? You can't take it personally, and I try not to. I've had, like I said, Michael K. Vaughn's video did help me. It did, give me some focus. And I've had other people who have done that to me. I've had my friend Jake at Pulp Mortem and Jeff at Jeff's Cave of Cool Books, who have, like, literally texted with me when I was feeling stressed and like in a bad place, who have helped me through. And this is what you should, if you're a booktuber, this is what you should be doing for other booktubers. We all have moments where we feel this way, and you're one little thing from you, whether it be a text or getting into a smaller YouTuber's comments and saying, hey, good job, it makes a huge difference. And I try to do that, and I think everyone should be doing that. You just should be reminding these people who are putting forth their effort that it's worth it, that you're doing something positive. And it doesn't take much to get into a comment and just say, good job. And I appreciated what they did so much. And even, like I said, Michael K. Vaughn's video was very helpful. And I watch Steve Donahue, and he comes across as grumpy, and he's more similar to me in a way. It's like what some of us have gone through in life, and we kind of come off a little grumpy. We don't mean anything by it, but some of the things he's done and said about YouTube and sticking with it have also helped. Some of the things that you can do to spread some positivity amongst new YouTubers, I would encourage. There are so many people out there who are trying to make it and just get depressed and quit. And all it takes is somebody with a YouTube channel who's a bigger person, who's been more successful, has more subscribers, to go into their comments and say, hey, I watched your video, good job, or hey, you have potential. I can't wait to see what you do, or even give advice. Just say, hey, try this. It means the world. It means a huge amount to a person who you don't know what they're going through at that moment, and that could change their lives. It could change their direction of their channel. It could change a lot. So please do that. Be positive. And if you're going to be one of those people who goes in and says horrible things to a booktuber, what's wrong with you? Why are you so broken? Who hurt you? Show me on the dial where you were touched. Because that's just, man, these keyboard cowboys who hide behind their identities and say rude things, they're few and far between, but I don't know. Anyway, so between the conversations I've had with people and Michael K. Vaughn's video and such, I did decide when I reached the plateau, I am not going to monetize, because I have very specific reasons for that. And that is because I do not want to be a person who is motivated what videos I make and what I want to do and what I want to say by the fact that I have to think about how much money I'm going to make off of it. That's not what I want to be. I'm just here for fun. I'm here for community. I'm not here to make money. Someday down the line, it may be worth it if I someday become successful enough to be doing whatever I want and just casually turn it on. I'm here because I love books, and I wanted a person or people to talk to. I wanted a community. And when it comes to, like I said, the burnout, some of the, there are other things besides not moving forward that can do it. And I've been there multiple times. There are things you want to participate in with other readers and or other YouTubers, and they skip over you and don't think to ask you to participate. And that's hurtful, and sometimes that make you want to move out, quit. And, things like that can, bring on a kind of lull, a kind of depression that makes you want to like think it's not worth it and move on. Don't do it. It's temporary. Do not rely on other people's um, choices towards you to make your choices. You have to be able to do what you want. You have to be able to create your space and be happy in it and not rely on other people. But it is, like I said, nice to have some encouragement. So go, if you're a booktuber who wants to quit, if you're thinking about quitting, don't. Talk to me, talk to other booktubers. Most of them are really great and will talk to you. And remember that you're not doing this for shallow reasons. You're doing this because you want a community. If you're here just to make the money, and this has been said a million times, you're probably going to fail anyway. Because, well, you probably should go into gaming or some other type of YouTube, because booktube, it's like hitting the lottery to be able to make any money, to be able to make a living off of booktube. Make other choices if that's what you want to do. But yeah, I'm here for you guys. I'm here for the community. I'm here to have a conversation with you. I'm here to talk about books. And some of you aren't going to like what I do every time, but if you like me, then stick around anyway and just kind of ignore those videos, because I cannot be everything for everyone, and I can't even try. I just don't have the energy. There's too much going on in life, and too much I want to read, and too much time I want to spend with my dogs and my family, and I can't do it, and I don't think anybody really can. So if you enjoy time with me, kind of enjoy all the time with me. Don't have to leave because you don't like book hauls. And like I said, that seems to be the most aggressive aspect of people, is that the people who didn't like book hauls were the most angry about the fact that book hauls are being done. And I would ask them to not take it so personally. We do it because we enjoy showing books and talking about books, and this gives us a chance to talk about a whole bunch of books at once. And some people do like them, and we like to share with them. If you don't like reviews, then feel free to kind of not watch them. But you never know; you might find something interesting if you do. So it's a balancing act for me, and it's a choice for you guys, and that's fine. I just want to be here in this space, and I just want to have fun. I am here to have fun. No, I'm here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum. Oh, wait, that's a whole different movie. Sorry. No, I'm here to have fun. So I hope you want to stay. I hope you want to have fun with me. I got all kinds of craziness, that I have lined up, and I just want to share it with as many people as possible, because it just makes it so much fun when you have people who can interact and respond to some of the really stupid stuff that I do and some of the fun stuff I do. And yeah, so anyway, avoiding angry rants in the future if at all possible, just so you know. And again, thank you so much, and I appreciate you for all the comments you gave. They are really genuinely helpful, I swear. That is not lip service. I was able to, think about things and work through things because of your comments, and I appreciate that. So never feel free, or never feel bad or restrained from having a comment or an opinion and sharing it. Unless you're rude, then shut up. But yeah, so anyway, thank you again. And remember, the secret to Zen: read books, pet dogs, listen to metal, and I hope you come back soon. See you later. Bye.